Hi, parents, and welcome to another edition of Up Close and Personal. Today, we're going to talk about remote learning and some of what that entails. It's hard to believe, that we're now a little over a month in to this situation of students not being here in classes and learning remotely. And it's certainly had its challenges, hasn't it? And I think we'll all agree on that. And there's some very good moments too. So we take the rough ones with the positive ones, and we trudge forward together, working on this. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking with you about some of the frustrations you might be having, and why that might be, and give you some things from our perspective as well. We'll also talk about some events that are coming up in the school to be aware of, and a few pictures from students learning at home as well. Now, just in terms of some of the frustrations, maybe I asked our teachers to correspond with parents in terms of do some sort of kind of survey to get a feel for how parents your perspective is during this time, and and of course, whenever we survey parents, we'll get all kinds of answers about things that are very positive, things that they'd like to see changed, and maybe an illustration like this helps us understand where people are at. We're finding, not just with parents, but with our society in general, we're finding this kind of a spectrum of people, and things are becoming maybe a little more polarized on that spectrum. So on the one hand, let me get my little pointer here. On the one hand, you have parents who are still working, still maybe both parents still working full-time jobs, and in addition to that, now they're also involved in their child's learning in ways that they weren't involved before, and in a much stronger presence with having kids at home, and that's a lot. Handling all that, juggling all that full-time work, plus being a teacher at home, it's a lot, and we get it. That's not an easy task. We have the other end of the spectrum as well. We have some parents who are at home full-time. And this might be either by choice, that they're staying at home, and that's the way it's been for them. It could be that we have some parents that are laid off, and we do have a number of parents in our school family that have been laid off due to COVID-19, and they're at home full time, not because they really want to be, but because that's their current job situation right now. Those parents are not feeling the hectic, the busyness of this. In fact, some of them are thinking, teacher, I need more stuff. I gotta keep my child busy. Give me more. I know you're sending stuff home, but give me more. So you have this parent saying, I need more. I'm looking for more. We're done all this. I want more. And you've got this parent saying, slow down. I've got too much. The teacher's somewhere here trying to balance all that, trying to balance the needs of the students, the parents, and everyone. And we recognize this is not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. And we recognize, parents, you're doing the best you can, and particularly for parents on this side, do what you can. That is our word of encouragement to you. Do what you can in the midst of these busy times, and I know firsthand what you guys are going through. My wife and I are both working, and we've got 2 kids in school, so I feel your pain. I really do, and I feel like I'm juggling things all over the place. Do what you can, and don't fret about the rest. Your child is still learning. They're still doing well. Maybe not everything gets looked at as closely as it would under normal circumstances, but these are not normal circumstances. So we're doing what we can during this time, and that's all we ask of you as well. Don't fret over it. Parents on this side, don't feel that you're just limited to what the teacher gives you. If you've been working with your child and they've gotten through the material, now make sure it's done well. Sometimes kids will rush through material and it's not done as well as it could be. So that's maybe the first thing to look at is this done as well as it could be. But if it is, and if you're content with the quality of work, feel free to enrich what the teacher is giving you. And right now there is so much stuff out there. So many companies are offering things for free right now. So many companies like Audible, which is spoken books, audio books, put out by Amazon. They're offering free kids books, to listen to. So many of the museums and aquariums and such have excellent websites set up with all kinds of material and information. So there's a ton of stuff out there. Just start doing some Google searches on things your child can do. So enrich. Don't feel that you got to go back to the teacher all the time for more work. You're the parent here. You can enrich their program, absolutely. All right, so I hope that helps us understand that, and it's hard for each of these sides to understand the other because their pressures are very different, right? But we're all in this together, and we're going to get through this together. And the teachers are here to help both sides of the situation. Okay. The other thing I'd like to talk about, and maybe there's some misconceptions out there, is because of some of the terminology. I'd like to address remote learning versus homeschooling, because they are two different things. What we're doing here is remote learning, meaning that the teacher is still in charge of the content, they are curating the content, if you will. They're the ones that really know the requirements by Alberta Ed, the curriculum, and they may be fulfilling those curriculum requirements in different ways now that we're teaching remotely, but nonetheless they're still doing their best to fulfill those. So in a remote learning situation, you have a teacher either at home or at their desk at school, and the students aren't there. The students are at their home and they're connecting through various technological means, and they're doing their homework in that way. They're doing their assignments in that way. The parent's role here is to assist, to be the Johnny on the spot, the person that's the actual physical being that's with the students, because the teacher can't be with the students. Okay, so that's remote learning, which is different than homeschooling. Right? Homeschooling is very different in the sense of, in homeschooling, the parent is in charge of everything. The parent is the teacher. The parent is the one who organizes the curriculum, the assignments, all that sort of thing. Now, no, I'm not saying one of these is better than the other. Not at all. I'm a strong advocate for homeschooling, and we have a number of families at our school who have homeschooled, and it can be done very well, and it can be very effective, and I applaud parents who take this on. I don't think I could do it, but it's an excellent thing. But what we're doing right now is not homeschooling. And it might be that some parents who have homeschooled in the past, and we have a lot of parents at our school that have homeschooled in the past, it might be some of them are thinking this is what we're now doing, and there might be some frustration there because really the teacher is still giving out assignments, whereas in the true homeschooling situation, the parent is the one who gives the assignments, decides what will be learned when, and that's really not our model here. Our model is still to have the teacher creating the assignments and checking in on the students, but because of our situation, the teacher can't physically be there with them, so we need the parent to take on that role. So I hope that maybe helps kind of clear up, some of the misconceptions that may be out there, that what we're doing is remote learning. A little bit different than homeschooling. Both are effective ways. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. But what we're doing here is truly remote learning. Okay, just some pictures of some of our students learning at home. And one of the advantages of learning at home is that you got way more comfy chairs than you do at school. And if you need two comfy chairs, you got two comfy chairs. And good to see our students continuing their reading and working at home. And here's some more creative stuff going on as well. On the left, we have one of our grade 1 students and doing some measurement with sheets of paper. So, estimating and then figuring out how many sheets of paper does it take to cover a certain area. So yeah, very hands-on, using the environment. And then on the right as well, cooking is a very important skill. We don't really teach cooking until junior high here at the school, but yeah, this is a great opportunity for kids to learn some culinary skills while they're at home as well. So thank you, parents, for sending these in, and parents, I encourage you to keep sending them in. You can email them to me at dressler@smlacademy.ca, and we'll keep posting them as they come in. I still have a few more that I haven't posted yet. May the 4th is coming up, so we're going to have a bit of a Star Wars day. We had planned this going forward as it was, but we thought, why not? We can still do this. So if you've got some kind of Star Wars outfit, you've got a mask, you've got a lightsaber, maybe you've got a Star Wars towel or bedspread. Get it out for that day, for May the 4th. Get your Star Wars paraphernalia out, or dress up, make something up, stick some Chewbacca hair on your face, I don't know, and then send me a picture, and we'll collect the pictures and we'll post them. So there's no reason why we can't have a bit of fun, even though we're isolated and at home. So yeah, May the 4th be with you. And I just wanted to update you on our Calahoo Meat fundraiser. This is a fundraiser we have every year just because people really like it. We don't really push this fundraiser a whole lot, but we know that there are people who appreciate it. And it's a great local company with a good product. So once again, we did that even though we didn't have classes on. And what an incredible response. Our school will receive over $2,000 in fundraising because of this, because of the proceeds. That's our cut from it. So thank you, especially in these difficult times when we're seeing cutbacks from Alberta Ed. As I said in an earlier video, $17,000 of our funding was cut in these last few months from Alberta Ed. So this helps. This really helps. So thank you to parents. This is our last fundraiser of the school year. I know PAC has their Vessi seeds that's coming out sometime in early May. We'll be sending an email home about pickup for this when it's ready, so watch for that. But thank you so much for helping out during this time. Well, guys, that's it. Another edition of Up Close and Personal, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll get another one of these out next week. And what I'd like to do is include maybe some interviews for some teachers, talking about what they're doing now that we're doing some of this remote learning. How are they tackling that? And you get to see maybe a bit of a behind the scenes action about what's going on there. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.